Why, hello there, fellow cave dwellers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Pacifists. Episode 3, Carving Out a Seat at the Dinner Table. Now, I probably don't want to immediately do the novice ceremony, because the nicer the room that I'm in, the more likely I am to get honor as a result. So waiting to do the ceremony is going to be probably a smarter call. Alright, so make fuel from organics. Do until we have 100. Make it out of... Actually, make this out of vegetarian. And then I'm going to do another one. Make fuel from organics. Do this forever. Make it out of meat. Because we don't eat meat. So any meat that we have, we might as well turn into chemfuel. And now we can make chemfuel. And then the other thing is we should store it somewhere nearby. So let's make a little shelf here, I guess. I'll be moving this thing. Yeah, let's move it now. And now we can make chemfuel to keep the lights on. And apparently I'm missing wood for that. How did I use up all the... I got Quantum, just go back out there and cut down some timber wood. Timber shroom wood. Alright, so this shelf here will be for chemfuel. Stored adjacent to the generators and really close to the biofuel refinery to make it really easy to biofuel refine chemfuel. And then we'll make another shelf here for important fungus or important vegetarian. Actually, for meat. Critical for meat. So any meat will be stored adjacent to it, just so it's really, really easy to just make chemfuel. All right, Crimson is done with that. Balkan Trader from the Treaty of Combraro. So they are the Gentle Tribe. We have a natural +10. So they're going to be the easiest to be friends with, more or less. And that's enough timber shrooming. And the reason I got the butchery is we can turn that bullfrog into chemfuel eventually. Because we're allowed to butcher creatures, we just don't hunt them. So it killed itself by running into our traps. I didn't lure it, didn't bait it, it was a manhunter. I know I need to move my raw fungus, don't worry, I've noticed. I haven't forgotten. Quantum. Let's see what's up. We have a trade embargo on meat, so I can't sell the bullfrog meat. And also, like, covered with that would also be something like pemmican. We can buy cloth, which honestly might not be a bad idea. Because if I'm going to have a really cold base, we are going to want to have the ability to make clothing to be comfortable in it. So that's what I'll do. I'll trade for some cloth. And then we can get a tailor sooner or later and tailor ourselves up some better clothing than what we have right now. Just even like a cloth toque for everyone is going to make a significant difference. Alright, current priority is to build a dining room and recharger. So the dining room so that we can do a novice... the Solitary Night Tim's Novice Ceremony. And I want a room that's close to 120 impressiveness, which is kind of a tall order. But that's going to help to elevate us without penalty. So let's start excavating for that. Wow, I can't even speak. And then we also want to get the recharger because having the mechs back at it would be great. So speaking about rechargers, let's put our waste here. Because we're definitely going to be generating waste packs. So this will be the waste pack zone. This is the chunks zone. And this is going to be for stone chunks and slag. And then this here is general stockpile, which will expand at some point. And this is the starter stockpile. Another thing I'm going to do is, if and when we have corpses, I'm going to put the corpses here. But I'm going to forbid humans from being near there, meaning that Kadath, the lifter bot, will be responsible for hauling corpses to this area. Eventually, if we have like a fabricor or something like that, we could hypothetically have the fabricor, like, you know, cremate them or something like that. But as we have taken a vow of nonviolence, even when our enemies die, we're upset. So there's going to be stacking mood penalties for even just letting enemies die. So the first zone I'm going to set up here is avoid corpse dump. And this is going to be... that's probably a bit too much. This, but invert. Essentially, you just don't see the rotting corpses in the marsh. And now all of the colonists will avoid that. Even though there's no corpses there yet, there will be. There we go. Mech recharger. I don't trust him, so I'm going to have Crimson do it. Okie dokie. Kadath, go recharge. And I know that I'm out of meals, so what we're going to want to do immediately is to start cooking again. Because I have 5 packaged survival meals, and then we're just down to like 0. So I'm getting a wooden door up. Oh, come on. Getting a wooden door up. Now this is an enclosed zone that's only slightly dirty. And now I can unsuspend the meal bill. Oh, also, let's hit you in another work drive. So more than likely, I'm probably going to want to smooth out the rec room rather than to like concrete it up. I could even use fine tiles, hypothetically, in order to hit the impressiveness threshold required. But the idea is to get a dining room that is pretty. And that way we can have our silent ceremony somewhere nice. Ooh, and I just struck Jade, so that will help out a lot, I think. And name recharging? It will be. Unless it wandered off. Where'd it go? It's set to recharge when its power is below... Is this plugged in? Yeah. When its power is below a certain threshold. So I just have to wait. I'm not worried about it. What's the RCV you want to recharge? There it goes. It's charging. Mechs are set. If you click this button, it will tell them once they dip below 5%, they'll automatically recharge. And I'll do up to like 98%. So, it's recharging on its own. So if you forgot Jade, I think what we're going to do is we're going to maybe mine out the southern wall here. The idea is we'll have a our heat dump. Our heat dump corridor will continue down here, where we have a corridor that we can have air conditioners lined up along here in this section. But we'll have our ideology room below this line, and I'll have this be a jade wall, so that they share walls with one another, so that they're both benefiting from the beauty. Is anyone good at art? No, not even remotely. Alright, another thing we're going to want is the rest of the stock room, and I'm going to want to lay it out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll change these shelves so that they're more aligned along the wall. That way I can lay out stock rooms that are a little bit more sensible. So, kitchen shelves. Kitchen shelves are going to be, let's say, normal. This is going to be for any foods. Plant matter that isn't dye. Manufactured. Wort. And herbal meds. Ambrosia. Silocaps. Am I missing anything? Yeah, this one's incorrect direction. You are correct. Yep, I think that will do. I think that covers it. And then I have room for like a brewery here and like hops and or psychoid there or something like that. Looks to me like I'm going to have a lot more space down here for maybe even hydroponic grow, or alternatively just landing pad for a shuttle or something. But there's a lot of space. That's great. All right, Tim, let's hope that you're up for using the, jade and not screwing it all up. No, I guess he's doing the kitchen shelves, that's fine. Boy, is there a lot of stone everywhere. My God. And that will help out with just being able to move around the base a lot. Okay, I am not certain I can trust you yet. Wow, I'm out of sandstone? That's crazy. I'm gonna have Crimson do it. And I'm surprised I haven't had more attacks. Actually, let's... No, I'll leave that open. What I am definitely going to want to do is to move the starter stockpile. I'm actually going to delete it. because I'm worried that the cores and stuff we have here is going to be stolen. So we need to move everything inside so that it's not at risk of getting klept by raiders. Careful not to jinx myself. I know. Randy is cooking up plans, I'm sure. Alright, Kadath, I'm going to put you back to work. And RCV, you can also work. There's lots of tasks to do here. And RCV will automatically recharge in about 11%. So those are the dimensions of the work of the dining room once it's enclosed and all that. And then either we'll smooth the floors or we'll like fine floor the floors, because we're going to want it to be as nice as possible, because I want to get as much honor as possible. Because I think one of the powerful tools that we're going to have in our arsenal against would-be raiders is psycasts. Psycasts and robots. Oh, speaking of raids, we have got an opossum here with a boat oar. Okay. And then Sam with a rapier. Okay, given that, I'm going to move the general stockpile a little bit. I'm going to move it like this. I'm going to, because they're attacking immediately, what I want to do is I want to move all the valuable stuff that we have inside. So, deleting the starter stockpile entirely, because they're just gonna steal stuff. And then this stockpile, I'm gonna repaint it because it's gonna be easier with the designations. This stockpile is just where we're gonna keep our stuff for now. So Quantum, grab the Neutermine. Crimson, grab the silver. Tim, grab the components. Death, can you grab the jade or basic cores? That works. And then we're going to want to go grab the plasteel. Basically, grab everything that I think is going to be of value, where they're just going to try to steal it, because we don't have a lot of time. Opossum's already coming in. So Crimson, try to get the plasteel. Because if they take off with something, like if they grab materials and like run with it, I can't stop them. I could send my mechs to try to punch them. But we're trying to avoid physical combat if we can help it. So the plan is not to do that to them if possible. So yeah, I'm removing their ability to steal from me. And Opossum's coming in, and as soon as his door closes, he'll take the trap. So what I'm going to do is paint another zone, and this is going to be the under attack zone. The shelter in the base zone. And everybody at the moment is going to shelter in the base so that we can force the raiders to go into our trap corridor. And maybe rescue them. Or they're going to steal stuff, but I really can't stop them. If they want to grab the, if they want to light my firearm on fire or grab my plasteel, like, there's really nothing I can do about that. And what I can do, if they're, like, distracted, which at the moment it seems like, oh no, Sam's about to come in, never mind. I was going to try to grab another stack of something. Okay. No! My horseshoe pin! How dare you? And I believe those are the 2 raiders. Yes, indeed. So, unrestricted, and is hauling the corpses. Now, someone died, right? We don't want to kill people if we can help it. So there's a negative mood modifier because we believe violence is abhorrent. But with that said, you know, we do believe in self-defense. So I'm going to forbid this door, unrestrict everyone else so they can actually sleep in a bed. And the mechs will haul the corpses away. And I was happy not to have lost more of my resources in that raid, because I was not well set up to protect myself from that. But there we go. Unfortunately, yes, we're just. I'm gonna widen this. We're just dumping their corpses in the marsh. You know, very, very low tech solution, but that's what we can afford. Now I can make more jade walls. Yeah, 15 more. And unfortunately, until we have gun turrets, I am going to rely on spike traps. So I'm going to go replace all the traps, even though it's mightily expensive. It's a required cost. Okay, so you're building concrete. Cool. And now I'm getting steel, so you'll be able to build traps. How do you survive 4 traps? Because they were blunt traps. They suck. So this is where one of the hospitals was going to go, and I'm just digging here because I want to get some steel. But for now, we can at least use the area as like an overflow stockpile, because I don't really have places to put stuff. Please don't build the traps from the wrong side. I put the doors in for a reason. Ugh. More cargopods. Gold! And enough gold to build a multi-analyzer. Pretty sweet. Oh, speaking of which, compacted steel and machinery is found. There is uranium on the map tile down the southwest. There was no surface known nodes of plasteel or gold, but we did get that silver meteor, right? Down here. Okay, got it. Good to know. Let's go ahead and move the stonecutter just in there. That should work faster. And drop a light in there. Oh, there was an eclipse outside. That would have been nice. We're going to try to clean this workshop area up as much as... Ooh, we hit compacted machinery. As much as we can so that it can become a proper dining room for the, you know, a proper dining room for the ceremony for the crowning of our, of Tim. as a novice. I mean, it's not much rank, but it's rank. All right. Kadath is moving all of the nutrifungus into the freezer, so that's perfect. And then I started to excavate the, like, kill room, which is a terrible term for a pacifist entryway, but basically our defenses, which will act as a temporary stockpile of sorts. So I'm going to cut the mining here so we don't mine the whole thing, just mining half, because after that, I think it will be time to start stone cutting. So Tim, I think what I'm going to have you do is just focus on cutting these chunks out from this room. This room is hideous. And then the rest of these walls are going to be smooth. Smooth walls are pretty enough. And then for the floors, maybe I'll smooth surface them as well. Eventually pivoting towards fine floors if we need it. Tim is the least royal name you can think of. Yeah, well, you know, we're not royals. We're not part of their faction. We're just pacifists. Tim the Pacifist. And I didn't come up with the name. Because, you know, it was my patron that came up with this idea. So it's named after him. You can take it up with him. Alright. Good job, Kadath. Moving all that fungus. So we have a pretty good source of fuel and food. I'm not really worried about that. In fact, given that we have some mood issues, let's go ahead and start doing veg lavish. It's going to be a lot more resource and time intensive, but like, I'm a little worried about Quantum's mood. I mean, he's in an ugly barracks. People have died. He's sweaty, sleeping alone, sleeping in the heat, trapped indoors. You know, he could use some help. And that's help I can offer. All right, now that Crimson is done with the mining, she is a capable constructor, and she's also hopped up on work drive, so she'll be able to start smoothing this thing out pretty quick, I think. That kitchen looks dirty, dude. All right, so we're making the lavish meals now. Sweet. And you have a burning passion for your work, so at least your mood's heading in the right direction. Oh, great. Well, that's going to hit Tim a lot harder because he's hypersensitive. Right as I'm like, oh yeah, I'm solving the bad moods. The game was like, no, you're not. I think what they'll do is they'll do the walls first, then floor. And machining is almost done, so we'll go to gunsmithing next. A weird tech for pacifists to have, but it's so that we can make turrets. At some point, I'm going to want Crimson to go mine the uranium that we've got, because the uranium is going to make for better turrets than steel. You know, we want tanky turrets if possible. An RCB, you're charged up enough. Get back to work. Quantum, can you counsel Tim? Tim's moods are rather low. Cool. Can make booze out of mushrooms? Nope. We could grow hops. But that's going to require a grow light. At the very least. So it's not a cheap project. We could, at some point, do that, but it's going to require a lot more power generation, where we just, like, plop a grow light out here on the fertile soil, wall it up, light it up, and grow stuff there. But that's not... That's a project for much later on, when we can have luxuries. Pretty soon this workshop is going to be... Oh, more people trying to kill us. That's familiar. Oh, they also broke my horseshoe pins. I'll put that back. We have got Prepare a Wild Raid. And this is the coalition of Kalia. They are a tribe, I think. Fierce tribe of baseliners. So there's 4 of them. New zone. So this is the zone of, like, sheltering in the base. And then I'm going to have a new zone close to the base. Because they're a Prepare a Wild Raid, so I don't necessarily need to shelter immediately, but I don't want anyone going wandering off at the moment. Means you can dormant recharge. Let's go ahead and move the beds. I'm gonna ruin our lab for now. Sorry, Tim. I'm gonna ruin our lab for now so that we can have the beds not, like, burn up from the enemies. And now there's really nothing for them to set on fire. And Quantum and Crimson have a bedroom. Granted, it's not a very nice one, but as the walls, the eastern walls get smoothed out, it will get nicer. And our workshop here is dull and improving. Except for the steel walls, true. They could burn the steel walls. I just don't think they're going to stop. Raiders don't typically, as long as there's valid targets, they don't typically stop to burn walls that don't benefit them. And they have a clear path all the way to me. But what I could do is I can have Kadath wait at the end of this trap tunnel, chillin' for them. As like a, hey, look at me, come attack me. Valid target. Splat, there goes one. This isn't going to be good for our mood, killing more people. But hey, if they're wounded, I'll rescue. Ah, like Jackal. Perfect. Taking a look at Jackal. He has no permanent wounds. He could not be a colonist because he's a careful shooter. It's a combat trait. Elk could be a colonist. Green could not be a colonist. So Jackal could hypothetically be turned if we want to put the effort forth to tend him. But I think everyone that was coming in to kill us is dead. Because we do believe in minimizing casualties, I am planning on capturing Jackal. Did I make a new horseshoe pin? Yeah, it's right here. Indeed. Alright, we no longer need a shelter, so humans avoid corpses. Actually, humans shelter in the base because there are corpses afoot. And then mechs, you're free. Because Kadath has a lot of corpse hauling to do. I want to remove those corpses because my people don't want to see corpses. I want to remove those corpses before, before we capture Jackal. I know Jackal's bleeding to death. Don't worry, I'm aware. Tim go capture. And I'm going to have chat, you guys, decide what we're doing with Jackal. Do we recruit or release Jackal? And I'll show you him again for reference. He is 40 years old. No permanent injuries. Tribal. Oh no, Jackal has to be released. Never mind. So we'll patch him up and then release him. So prisoner, release. Sorry, I mixed him up with elk. Next time, my man. All right, we're almost done with the walls and chunks in this room. One friendly prisoner. 45-year-old stalwart farmer. Need to keep him prisoner. Do we accept? And if you do accept, I might need a pivot and make a prison. Make the prison hospital that I was planning on making right here. Because seems like a recurring requirement of, hey, get a prison, get a prison, get a prison. Up to you guys. Advanced component would be pretty helpful. We need 2 for fabrication. Plasteel is also pretty good. Yeah, hell, even goodwill is good. Because we're trying to befriend everyone. Alright, us people are going to avoid corpses, but all the other corpses have been moved. Mad Colossus Toad. So, in the case of Mad Colossus Toads, or really any wild animal, if we can avoid combat, we will avoid combat. So, everyone is going to go to the home zone. Shelter in the home zone. So it will be a mad animal out there not bothering us. Basically, shelter in place. Do we have any food that we can feed them without pissing them off? Probably not. But we could give them silo caps. We could even maybe make a few meals out of the meat and feed them the meat meals. Because we don't eat meat, but we can feed it to people. I'll give you 1 more minute to vote on that. And then if yes, you can vote on what rewards to take. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld The Pacifists, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon 1 time only. Because it was streamed 1 time only, feedback cannot be incorporated, so there's no need for it in the comments. But if you have any questions for me, let me know down below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios.